And we are live exactly right after the Blackhawks with Rocky Wards, Danny Wards, and Jamie Faulkner went live on YouTube and Twitter for the Blackhawks. What I watched was a little bit of, and this seems kind of insane to watch. Hang on, let me get a link posted on Twitter. Yeah, yeah, Hawkthorne. That was a kind of interesting way of going with things by Rocky Wards. That was not a good sight to watch. That did get very awkward, yeah, Brian. Guys, I'm going to give you a heads up for tonight's game. I will not be going live for the game because I just want to watch it. But the review for tonight's game will be up as soon as I get that filmed. But tonight, right before game time, that stream that the Hawks went live with, Eddie Olczyk hosting, Rocky Warts, Danny Warts, and Jamie Faulkner, got a little rocky at points by Rocky. I have to admit that was like a very interesting spot wherein Rocky Warts was questioned. I think that Hawthorne, you think they cut it short? You guys think it? And why was the stream so short? I do think they probably had it scheduled to end probably around this time. I don't know if they cut it short or not, but it was. It just seemed very hostile by Rocky at points. If you guys understand where I'm coming from, um watching the um stream go when Rocky was questioned by Mark Lazarus and another media member that I did not catch their name of. Yeah, it was kind of strange to watch that play out. I'm not going to get into all to it. I'm just going to talk about what I saw and what the answers the Hawks gave. I was not that enthused on. Jamie Faulkner addressed the Pat Foley way of the Hawks running things this year, where they said they were talking with Pat last season about his contract coming up. Okay, and what and it they were claiming it was Pat's idea to cut his season broadcasting down. Okay, I can understand that, but it was a little. The other media person was Philip Thompson. Okay, I didn't catch his name. That's why I didn't mention his name. I just knew the first one was Mark Lazarus. I but thank you, Brian, for mentioning it was Philip Thompson. But yeah, when they addressed the Pat Foley situation, the fans this year, yeah, I understand. Fans have not been happy with Pat Foley, with how the Hawks have ran the Pat Foley broadcasting this year. I have not been that big of a fan watching how it's been folded out because Pat is the voice of this team. I love listening to Blackhawk games with Pat Foley on the air. Then they got into the GM topic where they were talking about what they look into a GM. Okay, but it's the Hawks need to look out of the organization. I feel like if they want to hire a GM, I get it. Probably Kyle Davidson comes out with the job. He's the interim GM as of right now. He probably ends up as the full time GM, but the interview process does start, and when they start interviewing, I want to see different people with that was not part of the organization. That brings a vision to this team to get it back to the glory days of winning hockey, but not what they've been in as of now. Watch people start making Rocky Warts angry me. Yeah, we could see. I would not be surprised if we start seeing angry Rocky Warts memes because it he really got angry at uh Philip Thompson and Mark Lazarus. It was honestly hostile. And if you I even was looking at the chat from the Blackhawks stream, and yeah, I could meant to see that people were wanting more clarification on the upcoming change with the front office and stuff such as what's coming forward. And I even noticed some people were also saying stuff about the development, yeah, and the scouting. I'm on the side the Hawks need to look into a new scouting department and development department on the team because we it's proving right now, yeah, the scouting's been fine, but the development process the Hawks have gone through in year or the past few years has been a complete failure. Look at Rockford. You should be developing our top prospects. Have they? Not really, because Nick Bodan has had a terrible season. Ian Mitchell, who's a good prospect defenseman, has not been that good this season. The Hawks have a development issue and they are not it seems like they need to address it, but have they even mentioned a topic of addressing the development of the future of the team? I didn't really get that from them in this town hall meeting. I understand Rocky wants to forget about the past, but damn, he took that a little far. Yeah, Brian, he did take that a little far. And you can never forget what happened in the past. What happened in the past was a major black guy on the team and the NHL. What Rocky did just made it hostile tonight, in my opinion. I can't say that without. I really have to say it was really hostile. And whoever becomes the next GM of the Chicago Blackhawks, they are going to have a lot of work to do on this team. I'm saying it right now because this team has a lot of issues from player development to player on ice performance. Because I was at that game the other night and holy crap, I get it was just one game, but that was like the worst effort I ever saw play. What's up, Jack? Yeah, I haven't seen the lineup posted yet either. I thought maybe today we'll see maybe the ownership group just address the issues going on with the team right now. They seem like they were walking around stuff like that because they talked about Pat Foley. They really didn't address the full Pat Foley broadcasting. Apparently, we're going to get to hear Pat and more this second half of the season, which is great to do here because Pat Foley is the voice of the team. Yeah, Wyatt Kalynuk is playing tonight, though. I should mention that. Hawkthorne, I would not be surprised if they already saw what happened because I'm willing to bet they were already at the United Center getting ready for the game and they probably had it on while getting ready. You can't take that for a word from me. But all I'm saying, what we watched today kind of became an embarrassment to the team again. Yes, Fleury is in net tonight. Will he though, Hawthorne? That's a question. Will he apologize for how hostile and rocky those two interview questions happened? Reading the comments when Rocky was going on his rant, it just showed that he lost a lot of respect by the fans. He lost a lot of respect by the fans anyways already. Yeah, it does seem like they tried to ignore questions like that. But it seemed like they were just trying to talk about what they need to do about building this team. I didn't get that really. What they need to do by building a team is building a winner by getting players that aren't fourth liners every time in free agency. You have way too many fourth line caliber players on your roster. That's not going to help for success. Hoping Ryan Hartman doesn't light us up again tonight. Yeah, I hope so too. Yeah, a lot of people probably lost a lot of respect to him, but a lot of people also probably lost a lot of respect to him during the investigation. Yes, they did talk about tickets and money stuff, not on ice problems, which is an issue. This was a town hall thing. You're going to address what you want to see. You should address more on the on ice product over tickets and money. Not just that. It should have been address the issues you have with this team. They barely talked about that. The team has issues on itself. The finances and stuff, that's not all what the fans want to hear. We want to hear stuff about the team, the on ice product you're presenting to us each and every night. Because right now, the on ice product is a failure. They have not done anything well for this team in years for on ice. Yeah, and it seemed like they only went with to Jamie Faulkner on most of the questioning, just by Faulkner would answer this about the Pat Foley situation. She then would discuss the season ticket holders. We need more topic. They need to address the issues from player development to on ice product if they do this again, because it's really not showing. I wonder if the next time they have one of these town hall style meetings is when the Hawks have their next GM of the team. I'm going to also mention this. I do have a video coming up pretty soon here who I would like to see the Hawks consider for the next GM of the Chicago Blackhawks. There's a list of people and candidates that we could see. I would say this, one of them is definitely Kyle Davidson, because he's probably the front runner since he is the acting GM right now. But we need to see more from this front office to produce a winning organization. They have not produced a winning organization for quite some time. Ignoring the fact the on ice is terrible is even worse. Like, I know it sucks to admit yeah, I know it sucks to admit the failures, but sometimes you need to admit them. I agree here, Brian. I totally agree because the on ice product is what makes the money for the team. If the team on ice is good and not and producing, you're going to see the fans return. If it continues to fail like it has been, you're going to see the United Center in circa 2000 to 2004, an empty barn. Well, even to 2006. You're going to see an era of an empty United Center night in, night out if you continue to not produce a winning product. Ignoring the facts, the on ice play is terrible. I understand. Let's talked about that. I don't want to see Rocky in the next one. What are you talking about there, Hawkthorne? Oh, you don't want to see him in the next town hall style meeting? Uh, they probably will have him. He's the one that signs the paychecks. Well, think about it, Brian. Look how long it took them to actually fire Jeremy Colleton. It took them after Stan Bowman got fired. Bowman shouldn't have been able to do his job during the off season because he was under investigation. I still don't understand how they allowed him to do his job as GM. Then they fired Bowman, and then they kept Jeremy Colleton when the Hawks were still on a long losing streak. It took a massive loss to the Winnipeg Jets to finally decide to fire Jeremy Colleton. There's an issue there. You need to show you're going to try and produce earlier than keeping a coach who was terrible. And I don't know. I'm not getting into how he is going to be in the Olympics because he was named coach of Team Canada 2 days ago. No, not 2 days ago. Yeah, about 2 days ago. But they kept Colleton in too long. They kept Bowman doing his job when he was in investigation. That was a shame. There was issues there. You should not have been able to allow Stan Bowman to keep acting as GM while under investigation because you likely are going to fire him after it. He ended up resigning, but let's be honest, he probably got fired. Yeah, Bowman was a piece of work. Jeremy was a great. It was great as Ice Hogs, but NHL, he was a terrible coach. Yeah, I get it. He led the Ice Hogs to a Western Conference final, but I don't care. Jeremy Colleton was not a good NHL coach, and I hope we never see him again behind the bench of the Chicago Blackhawks. Likely, we'll never see that happen, but we've seen some crazier stuff before. Chicago teams love to hold on to terrible coaches and management until the fans are at the point of revolt. Yeah, Michael, that is true, but when the Hawks were how the Hawks handled stuff, it was not right. It's dumb if I did something like that at my job. Yeah, If anyone like that did something like that, their own job, they would get fired immediately. Bowman makes millions, gets away with it. Yeah. But the town hall meeting, I have to admit again, I did not like how it was played out. We didn't see it get the answers fans really wanted to get more so. We got answers that they wanted to address and not address towards questions from the media. I'm going. Tays and Kane were never the same after the 2015 Cup. Not true, Michael. That's really not a true statement. Patrick Kane, the next year after winning the 2015 Cup, he won the um Hart Trophy for MVP, the Ted Lindsay Award for MVP voted upon by the players, and the Art Ross Trophy. Kane's still's been one of the top players in the league this year, not so much. Kane and Tays, yeah, he's been on a decline, but last year he took a leave an absence due to illness, and now he's back, but now he's back on injury reserve due to concussion. Yeah, Brian. I I don't know. Money always talks to billionaires, I guess. Yeah, Hosa was the glue that this team had on ice because as soon as Hosa retired, I feel like the team fell apart. What's up, Aaron? Yeah, and yeah, Canner had over 100 points just a couple seasons ago. Uh, Guys, I want to hear what your thoughts were to on in the chat right now. What you thought we learned or not learned from the Blackhawks in tonight's town hall meeting, because what I saw, they were trying to answer questions they wanted to answer. Yeah, for me, I really didn't see anything that I learned anything about what I wanted to hear. Maybe the Pat Foley stuff. Yeah, I liked hearing what we heard from the Pat Foley question that was brought up, but we really didn't hear much that I wanted to hear. I would have discussed on ice product, would have discussed where they're looking for the future of this team in front office and on in developing, because they really didn't in my opinion didn't discuss that. It was very unprofessional and disrespectful. Like, just answer the questions as long as it's not too far of a question. Yeah, Brian, I would agree. It was not really professional how it was handled. The Blackhawks PR is going to have need some words with Rocky. I feel like after this. Yeah, I was expecting more people to talk too, but it was just Jamie Faulkner, Danny Wartson, Rocky Warts ranting. because Rocky didn't really talk much other than when he was asked the questions about what happened back in 2010 from Mark Lazarus and Philip Thompson, and then he went on a tangent. Then they had Jamie Faulkner, who talked the most, in my opinion. Edzo was there to host the questions, so really can't blame Edzo at all in it. Yeah. Yeah, I'm wondering what the players' thoughts were on Rocky going off like that was. What's up, Drive? We've been discussing the town hall discussion the Hawks did about 15 minutes ago, roughly 20 minutes ago. I don't know how long they've been streaming for. It was strange to see. Again, guys, I'm going to give you the heads up. Oh, we've been streaming for almost 30 minutes. Again, I'm going to heads up this for you guys that we will not be having a live reaction for tonight's game. I will have a review up for tonight's game. I did not have a review up for last game against Vancouver, as I was actually at the game and I was just enjoying the game with my dad. So I didn't want to do a review after the game. We were up in Chicago, so we just wanted to have. I didn't want to. That's why I didn't have a review up the other night. But tonight there will be a review back. This team is a mess. Ownership down. Team. Yeah, it was a mess from all parts tonight. And the team owner ranting will most likely be the most talked about thing in the organization all year. That's a bad sign. Well, it's not going for. Are you just talking in 2022, Brian, or what? Because we all know what happened this season was earlier in the season was what was going to be forever most talked about this season. Okay, just in 2022. Okay. Yeah. What do I think Rocky will do? I don't know. We got hostile Rocky tonight, kinda, because I could say it was pretty hostile how Rocky acted. I felt like that was kind of hostile on his ranting. So I don't know. Rocky needed to chill out, but he clearly was not. Yeah, the last game was awful. It was embarrassing to watch it play out. I had fun at the game, but it was an embarrassing game from puck drop. So guys, I've been streaming for 30 minutes now. I'm going to actually cut the stream off here as we're getting ready to watch some Blackhawks hockey in just about an hour, which is so stupid. Thank you, TNT, for ruining normal start time in the United Center. This is a TNT broadcast again. So tonight for the Blackhawks versus Wild, and it's in the United Center, and it's at 8:30 start. I want to hear what your thoughts are on TNT having basically forcing a hand on the Hawks to start a game this late in the United Center. Just checked on Twitter. It says number one trending in Illinois now is, oh, really? I didn't see that. It would not surprise me. Let me see. Yeah, it is. And it's number 4 trending in the US. Rocky Warts is number 4 trending in US altogether. So guys, I'm going to cut the stream out here. I want to say thank you for watching the broadcast. Please leave a like and subscribe if you haven't done so already. And catch you in the review tonight. And most of all, let's go Hawks!